Welcome to GCCars. My name is Eric and today we're going to take a city POV test drive in this 2021 Volvo XC90 T8 Inscription. So that is the Recharge. This is the plug-in hybrid variant. That's why we got the green vehicle plate. And you can see all the stats right now on the right hand side. So what are we going to do in this POV test drive? Well, we're just going to have a little bit of a relaxed drive, but we're going to test the different drive modes. We're going to drive it in full EV mode. We're going to drive it in hybrid mode. I think we might be able to do the sport mode a tiny bit as well. And I'm also going to do a little audio system test because we got the optional Bowers & Wilkins audio system in here. Just before we enter, as always, I have a full review about this 2021 Volvo XC90. Just in the top right hand corner, I talk about the exterior, the interior, and of course how it is to drive. And if you should go with this car costing just about $100,000 Canadian, or if you should maybe go with a different car. But without further ado, let's go and hop on in. Also, we got the wool and textile seats, which look very nice. Oh, Sweden flag. And I would say, we'll start her up. Just twist this. A little bit of a laggy animation here to start. And if we were to start driving now, it'll automatically go into not yet, not yet, not yet. In a second, when it's time. Yeah, so just a quick explanation. First of all, we have, that's our battery right there, filling up about a bit over a quarter in. And we have 9 units or 9 kilometers, I think it is, of driving here. We can do it with full electric mode. So we start driving and it should start off in hybrid mode because we are in hybrid. So this should be fully electric. Let's release the parking brake. And we are just cruising along in electric mode. For the most time it would actually stay in electric mode if we were to just leave it in hybrid. But we're gonna go through the modes in a second here. But it's very nice and quiet. Can just quickly switch it to full EV mode, even though we are in EV mode technically already. But now it won't use the gas engine and internal combustion engine unless we really demand a lot of power. So unless we floor it, it won't switch over to the gas engine. If you want to drive in full EV mode, maybe somewhere. And now we're going to do a little acceleration run. Not too quick, obviously, because we're in the city. But for that, we're going to turn it into Polestar engineered mode, which is going to enable the internal combustion engine. There you can hear it. And the car's also lowering itself, so we have a bit more grip. Suspension is adjusting because we get the air suspension in here as well. And yeah, just gives you a different driving experience. We'll be able to use it here in a second. Want to slow down so we can actually accelerate a little. Okay, this should be fine. And okay, just a tiny little bit of acceleration, and let's put her back into hybrid mode. And as you can see and hear, the ICE instantly turned off, and we're all electric again. Now, say you're in a situation like me and you don't live at a house, so you only live in an apartment where you cannot charge. You can, of course, plug this in and charge it for a few hours. What we can also do, which is really nice, is you can just swipe over here and hold and click the charge button. So what that does Sorry, talking is a little hard today again, apparently. It disables the motor and uses the engine, so the gas engine. So now it will just charge the battery, and if we shift back here once more, we're now in B mode, which is basically strong regenerative braking whenever I let off the pedal. So it's almost one pedal driving, just it doesn't stop. That's a little reminder that there's a red light camera ahead on the car, so I'm letting off the throttle, and you can see it brakes pretty strongly in comparison to what it regularly would do. Now we can assist with the brake pedal, also regenerative, and now we're at a full stop. And as you can see, and maybe hear, the engine is constantly running now, so it runs at a higher RPM to charge the motor, the battery. So even if we're standing somewhere, we can just put it into charge, and it will keep the charge. It'll charge it up. Even when standing, we don't even have to drive for that, which is really nice. And it actually, honestly, it doesn't take too long. I would say you drive about 10 kilometers, maybe a little more, 10 kilometers in the city, that is. And you get about a quarter of your battery filled. So it's not too bad. And then we can also have a hold mode, which we're going to take in a second. Let's actually disable charge. You can hear the engine turning down. Now we're again in full EV mode. But we can put it into hold mode. Now our combustion engine comes in again. Poor thing has to switch the whole time right now, because now it's just going to hold the battery. We're not going to charge it up additionally. Of course, we will still use regenerative braking, so we'll still charge it a little bit, but not while standing or anything. The engine won't rev higher just to act as a generator on top of powering the vehicle. So no, there's plenty of options and stuff you can do to charge your battery, which is really nice. And honestly, the hold button is probably pretty useful on the highway, because on the highway it doesn't always switch to the internal combustion engine. It tries to really prioritize the electric motor in terms of propulsion, but like I said, if you can't charge it at home, it really is more useful to use the hold function on the highway, because motors and engines are completely the opposite in terms of where they are performing well. An internal combustion engine is bad in the city, great on the highway. A motor, an electric motor, is great in the city, bad on the highway. So you really kind of, if you option that, if you work with the options well, you'll be able to maximize your range and minimize your spending on fuel and all that stuff. Got a pretty rough road here, so you can see, but it's very comfortable in this XC90. And I would say I should just put it into EV mode again. I want to drive electrically, because now I want to use the audio system. This should be non-DMCA, so I'm hoping I'm not getting getting a copyright strike for this, but I shouldn't. We can try it out, because like I said, we got the Bowers and Wilkins here, so.
Cross my mind, somewhere out there, hear my demons screaming now or never. I think I just crossed that line. I'm kinda done with hanging out in bottle service. You confuse me, yeah, you use me, but that's just as well. Hungry people trying to break me, make me kinda nervous. Just goes to show that you never can tell. Does everybody live in a dreamland? Is this dreamland all that we know? Swallowing us up in an avalanche, blurring these lines with smoke. They tell me that I should be a real man, but the only thing that I know is that I'll find my way out of this wasteland, 'cause this wasteland ain't home.
Okay. You have many different modes. You can set it up for studios, individual stages. There's all different sound modes, so it sounds a little different. You can put an equalizer on there. There's plenty of things you can do. But we want to turn it back off and drive in regular hybrid mode. Like you can see, it's fully electric now. Doesn't engage the internal combustion engine. Like I said, it prioritizes EV mode basically. But it drives very nicely in the EV mode, and it's so quiet. It is so quiet. Maybe put it into off-road mode just for the fun of it. I don't know how long it will hold the off-road mode though. Probably not long, because there's only a certain speed you can do it, and you can really lift it up with that. But the light is switching perfect, so we can do that just so we test it. Another XC90 up front. It's surprising how many there are on the road, honestly. Like, now that I have one, I see them everywhere. So let's put it into off-road mode. Combustion engine starts up, and you can see the car lifting up. I don't know how fast we can go in this mode. I haven't tried it yet. Like I said, I always do these POV videos before I am recording the review, so I'm not as experienced with the car. I'm expecting at a certain speed it'll just probably lower itself again. But we're just in flex mode essentially with our off-road mode. Oh, output is severely limited. Oh wow, we got no speed. So let's put it back into hybrid. Okay, so we can't really go faster than 20 kilometers an hour. Now it lowers itself again, and we can actually go faster. Okay, that's good to know. A little awkward there. But it's very nice to drive. Very nice to drive. Ooh, GT350. Sick. I want to review one of those too. Nothing against the Volvo, don't get me wrong. This is very nice. My man, would you please not take the most indirect way to cross the street? Thank you. Appreciate it. Very kind, sir. But we're going to stop right here, because we always do. Yeah, that's the POV drive, the city POV drive here in the Volvo XC90. Thank you so much for watching. Let's put it into park. Tiny little detail, it's kind of funny. See the reflection on the animation? It's kind of funny. And yeah, I think we'll just take another look at the outside. But if you want to see the whole review of this XC90, you can find it somewhere on screen right now. And thank you so much for watching. Hope you liked. If you liked, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell, because we upload new reviews every Friday at 11 a.m. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you liked me. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you and goodbye.